guy's deluded you, I don't know why the camera's bent. If it is, I'm sorry. I mean, it looks straight, but it also looks bent. I mean, it's one of them, when something's playing on your mind, and that's currently happening as I look into my phone as I record this. Yeah, I've already spoken about Danny Rose. Go and check the vid. I think it's below this. Already spoke about Danny Rose. And the whole interview stuff. He's been linked with Chelsea and United, and I thought I was talking on Twitter with some United, Spurs, Arsenal fans. Of course, were loving this, and other and Spurs, and all fans are just debating it as a whole. And I thought, let me make it into a vid. Firstly, you seen him linked with Spurs. I mean, Spurs. How can he be linked with a club he's at? Chelsea and United now, two clubs. If I was Danny Rose, I'd consider for two separate reasons. To be honest with you, Chelsea have obviously just won the league. Conte's a serial winner. The left back spot is there. Marcos Alonso has been so. He would play. He's staying in London, etc., etc. He's in a more competitive side that have got basically unlimited funds like some other clubs. So yeah, he could join them. The stumbling point in that move would be, yes, Chelsea could probably get him off Spurs. They have the money, but would Spurs sell to him? It does feel from both sides there's a bit of reluctance to do dealings with each other. You look at Modric, how Chelsea put the pressure on for Modric, and Spurs basically, ultimately didn't sell him. So will he go there? I don't know. I mean, based on the money, you could say yeah, but between the two clubs, the negotiations, I don't think it would happen. Also, I think Spurs fans, if they saw him go Chelsea, it would kind of hurt a bit more. United, they're kind of resigned to that. I mean, they've seen their players go to United before, Carrick and Berbatov of recent memory, and coming into my head right now. So yeah, United's front, I would also say they should deal with United for many reasons. Firstly, they could get Luke Shaw in any deal. Doesn't seem to be rated at per se by Jose. Jose's kind of a harsh manager. He said he finds it hard to deal with weak personalities. I'm not saying Shaw's got a weak personality, but he is one of these players where he needs an arm around him and things like that. He would get that under Poch. Like I've said, the same reasons for Barkley going to Pochettino. I'd say Shaw would be the right guy under Pochettino. They've both been at St. Mary's. They have an affiliation. He's a young player, probably forgot how good he is and low on confidence. Pochettino has worked with them. You look at, Delhi wasn't low on confidence, but it took him out of nowhere. Kane could have been a forgotten man, could have been at some other club. Took him out of nowhere. Rosie improved his game. Walker the same. So he could do that for sure and get him back into the England side. He'll be surrounded by other England internationals and things like that. And they have a replacement. I think Shaw's better than Davies. If Ben Davies and then Shaw play 10 games, I think Shaw will do more things than him. Shaw just needs fitness, confidence, and a run of games. So yeah, and they'll get I don't want to say exactly ready-made replacement, but they could do a lot worse, and it could allow them to focus on their other targets that they haven't signed yet at the moment of making this vid. So yeah, there's that. Both clubs could probably double his wages. Probably they'll double his wages comfortably. I mean, he's on 65k. What is that to United? They'll double that. I mean, that's just about right. He's one of England's. That's what he should be on, like 120. He's one of England's best left back. Been one of the best players for Spurs for the last couple of seasons. Yeah, I mean, United are giving 100k to Lingard. They can give 100k plus to Rose. They won't bat an eyelid. Chelsea won't have a problem. I just, as a Spurs fan, if I look at it, I'd rather do the business with United for the reasons I've just said. And yeah, man. So there's that. In regards to, because obviously this happened to Arsenal, and I don't want to say just because it happened to Arsenal does not mean it's going to happen to Spurs. Of course, I hope it does, but I don't think it's going to happen I don't necessarily think it's going to happen in the sense that they'll struggle. In regards to their existing players, it's important no one's exactly left bar Walker. I don't think Dele Alli will leave anytime soon. There's a case for actually Chelsea. If I was a Chelsea fan or I worked for Chelsea, I'd say to bid for him because they kind of need that skill set and he's English and things like that. Dele, I don't see him leaving anytime soon. He's got no reason to. He seems quite happy. He's playing week in, week out. He's excelling. The day probably will come, especially if Spurs do struggle, that Dele will leave. I mean, he's a boyhood Liverpool fan. Liverpool probably not on the level of Spurs or better. If I was a footballer, I'd play for Klopp, but Liverpool and Spurs is not really anything separating it per se right about now. So yeah, you can't really see him going to his boyhood club. Yeah, you're seeing Madrid and Barca links, but they're always being linked with English players. You'd open up a case for United purely historically. They've poached players of Spurs. Don't see them doing that for now, and I don't see anyone going to pay that money for him anytime soon. So I think Dele's cool. I would love him to come to Arsenal, but it will never happen. Dele's cool. I think Kane will be the last to leave. If ever, it'd be similar to Thierry Henry. He'd have to really see and really not believe in the project anymore and really have to consider winning trophies. And at the time probably will come when he has to consider stuff if Spurs ain't winning stuff, because no matter how much you love them and whatnot, it'd be a shame that someone as clinical as Harry Kane, that I've been calling to play for Spurs since 2012, been a gunman, scored how many goals for how many years. If his career goes to how we think it is, probably could take Shearer's record. To not have a Premier League medal would be a shame for him. I think Toby and Louis and Loris would be the most likely to leave purely because they're not English. They don't really have an affiliation. You've seen Toby at Southampton and previous clubs. He doesn't really care in the sense that I don't want to say he doesn't care, but he puts himself first, and that's how it should be. Loris has spoken time and time again, seems to act up every summer about considering leaving, considering the future. So I see them two leaving. I mean, they're on decent money, but they're not on the biggest wages they could collect. Both probably walk into almost any side in the they walk into any side in the Premier League apart from, in Loris's case, Chelsea and United, because obviously they've got better keepers. But both of them walk into any side in the Prem. In Toby's case, arguably, well, even Loris's case, arguably even starts at the. Both of them arguably could even start at the two Spanish clubs. And well, no, Loris can't start at Bayern Munich, but yeah, Toby could probably start at the two Spanish clubs. Barcelona need a centre half. Yeah, Madrid got got Varane and Ramos, but he could fight with them for a spot. So yeah, by that they could basically, there's a whole list of suitors that would consider them, whether it's squad or main player. So they've got a lot of options. So I just see them two as the next to leave, and they're both slightly on the older side. I mean, I know Kane's not exactly young, but Dele and a couple of them, they really have time. Like, they just really need to focus on playing. Of course, you want to win, whether you're 20 or 35, you want to win trophies. But I think it's just them two, to be honest. So yeah, it is pretty hard for Spurs fans to probably witness the prospect of their main players leaving or key players, core of their squad broken up. I don't want to say it's necessarily going to be like Arsenal, but you do see the themes occurring. It's important to note again, the only player that's actually left is Walker. There's hella rumours, but yeah. And this is just what I was saying earlier about tie down these players to mad contracts to make it very hard for teams to poach them. Because we know tapping up happens in football. No doubt, a lot of these players have been tapped up. You think Kyle Walker was not tapped up months ago? It happens. It's not right, but it happens. Anyways, guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. Like I said, don't really know the purpose of this vid. Thought might as well. But yeah, guys, signing out, man. Thank you for watching.